Good morning, students. In yesterday's class, we have learned about what are the different role of banking in economic development. Okay, today we are going to continue. Okay, today we are going to learn with a new concept, that is scheduled bank and non-scheduled bank. As you all know, in our country, India, there are two types of banks which are operating, that is scheduled banks and non-scheduled banks. Now, as the name suggests, scheduled bank, okay, they are under the control of RBI, okay. They are accounted in the second schedule of Reserve Bank of India Act, okay. They operate according to the act. There are some conditions which they need to fulfill. Only when they fulfill those conditions, they are considered as the scheduled bank of India. So let's start. What do you mean by scheduled bank and non-scheduled bank? Okay, so here as I told you, scheduled bank, okay, scheduled matlab, as you know, the word schedule matlab it is like a time, मतलब हम लोग जो नॉर्मल लैंग्वेज में जो शेड्यूल वर्ड का मीनिंग पूछे तो इट इज़ शेड्यूल्ड एट दैट टाइम, मतलब वो उस टाइम पे परफॉर्म करना है, मतलब शेड्यूल इज़ लाइक you have to do your work at that particular time. So in the same way, these banks, okay, they are scheduled according to what? According to the second schedule of Reserve Bank of India Act 1934, okay. So these banks has to confirm some of the conditions, okay. Those conditions are: the total minimum paid up value and reserve must be ₹5 lakh, okay. जो बैंक है उनके जो ये है पेड अप कैपिटल और रिजर्व दोनों कितने होने चाहिए? 5 lakhs होने चाहिए. The bank required to satisfying the bank, whatever the bank who is doing some work or whatever the affairs are, it should be satisfied with the central bank, and it should be carried not in the interest of the depositor, okay. जो depositor के interest के हिसाब से उसने नहीं चलना चाहिए. It should be according to the rules which are laid down by the central bank. The bank need to be corporation rather than sole proprietor or partnership firm, okay. So that bank should not be a sole proprietor business, or it should not be a partnership one. It should be a cooperative one, okay. Then scheduled bank can enjoy rights such as, okay, now when it is a scheduled bank, it can enjoy some rights, okay. Right to receive refinance facility from Apex Bank, that is RBI. अगर फाइनेंस की ज़रूरत है, then they can enjoy the refinance facility from RBI. Next, entitled for currency chest facility, okay. Even these banks are entitled for a currency chest facility. Next, right to become member of clearing house, okay. Even clearing house is what? Here the checks and all are cleared, okay. जो दो बैंक के बीच अगर चेक का ट्रांसफ़र होता है, then this clearing house plays an important role. So when they are scheduled bank, this bank gets the chance of becoming a member of clearing house, okay. Their check can be sorry, their check can be transferred easily from one bank account to another bank account. So when these banks fulfill certain obligations like maintenance of average daily balance of CARR, that is cash reserve ratio, with central bank at the rate specified to it, these banks need to submit return at regular intervals also to the central bank, subjects to the rules of Reserve Bank of India Act 1934 and Banking Regulation Act 1949. See, when it is a scheduled bank, it has some conditions which they need to follow, and even they can enjoy some rights when they become a scheduled bank, okay. They have to keep their CRR ratio perfectly, okay. They have to submit regular interval whatever the rates are specified. They have to follow all the rules, okay, which are led by the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934 and Banking Regulation Act 1949. Okay, then let's see what are the non-scheduled banks. Now, non-scheduled banks are not listed in the selected list of above. Okay, the stated जो list रहता है उनका RBI का कि इतने बैंक हमारे एक्ट के अनुसार वर्क कर रहे हैं, दैट्स वाई दे आर शेड्यूल्ड बैंक. ओके, तो उनका एक बहुत बड़ा लिस्ट है. इन द सेम वे नॉन शेड्यूल्ड बैंक दे आर नॉट लिस्टेड इन द रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया. सो दिस बैंक कैन हैव मतलब उनका जो CRR रेशियो है, okay, capital reserve or paid up capital, it can be less than 5 lakhs. Okay, so these banks are very small banks. Okay, and इनके पास इतना फाइनेंशियल स्ट्रेंथ भी नहीं रहता. सो दिस बैंक्स आर अनसेफ. ओके, दे आर नॉट सेफ बिकॉज दे आर नॉट अंडर द कंट्रोल ऑफ RBI. These banks are not listed in the second schedule of Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. Okay, so banks which do not comply with the provisions specified by the central bank within the meaning of Reserve Bank of India Act 1934 or functions as per the judgment of RBI are not able to serve and protect the depositors' interest are known as non-scheduled bank. Now see, depositors अगर कुछ problem हो गया, if bank needs some finance, okay, तो यहाँ पे Reserve Bank of India is not controlling because it is not a scheduled bank. Scheduled bank होना है तो following conditions रहते हैं कि they have to maintain some CRR ratio, their paid up capital and reserve should be ₹5 lakh. Okay, then whatever the affairs are carried out should not cause the harm of the interest of the depositor. It should not be a sole proprietor or partnership business. Okay, ये conditions है. अगर वो conditions इतने fulfill नहीं करते, that means they are non-scheduled bank. Non-scheduled banks, for example, there are some banks which are of politicians. Okay, थोड़े politicians के banks रहते हैं, trust के banks रहते हैं. Okay, those are not scheduled with RBI. मतलब RBI के लिस्ट में नहीं रहते. Okay, they are only one control. बहुत सारे देखे आप लोगों ने कि कई संस्थास के रहते हैं, कई politicians के बैंक रहते हैं. These all are what non-scheduled banks. Okay. Next, we'll see what is the difference between scheduled bank and non-scheduled bank. Okay, so difference between scheduled bank and non-scheduled bank, that is like scheduled banks can take money from Reserve Bank of India, but non-scheduled bank cannot take money from Reserve Bank of India. The cash reserve in scheduled bank is kept with RBI, whereas bank itself keeps the cash reserve in non-scheduled bank. Taking about a clearing house, scheduled bank becomes the members. Okay, whereas non-scheduled bank cannot become the member. So let's start with the meaning. Parameter of comparison, scheduled bank and non-scheduled bank. Okay, we'll see first the meaning. Meaning क्या है? Scheduled banks are a banking corporation. Okay, it is a banking corporation whose minimum paid up capital is 5 lakh. Okay, and does not harm the interest of the depositor. इतना याद रखना, ये जो scheduled banks हैं, they are having a deposit or paid up capital or cash reserve ratio of how much? 5 lakhs, and they do not harm the interest of the depositor. Non-scheduled banks are those banks which do not comply with the rules specified by Reserve Bank of India, and say that banks which do not come under the category are of scheduled bank. Okay, it does not come under the category of scheduled bank. Second schedule is what? It is a act. Okay, it is a act under which scheduled banks are listed. So here when it is a second schedule, scheduled banks are listed in the second schedule. Non listed are what? Those are non-scheduled banks. Okay, so second schedule के अंदर जो second schedule के list में है, those are scheduled bank, and which are non-listed, they are non-scheduled banks. Okay, next is cash reserve ratio. So when it is cash reserve ratio, scheduled bank maintains it with the RBI. ओके। शेड्यूल बैंक को अपना कैश रिजर्व रेशियो आरबीआई के पास मेंटेन करना है, इट इज़ अराउंड 8%। ओके, नाउ व्हेन इट इज नॉन शेड्यूल बैंक दे मेंटेन विद देम सेल्फ ओनली। ओके, दे मेंटेन विद देम ओनली। नेक्स्ट, बोरोविंग। Borrowing are what? Borrowing is these banks allows to borrow. So scheduled banks are allowed to borrow from RBI for regular banking purpose. Okay, RBI क्या कर सकते, RBI के साथ अगर उनको किसी को लोन देना है, when they require finance they can borrow it from the RBI, regarded they have to keep some CRR ratio with them. Okay, only when the bank keeps CRR ratio, maintains the CRR ratio, then these banks can borrow from RBI. Non-scheduled banks are not allowed to borrow money from RBI for regular banking purpose. Okay, returns to me, जो रिटर्न्स है that should be submitted periodically. Okay, जो रिटर्न्स आते हैं that should be submitted periodically at the end of the Friday or Saturday. Okay, then this one, that is no scheduled provision of submitting periodical returns because they are not listed with the RBI. Okay, then next, member of clearing house. Only scheduled bank can become a member of clearing house. Non-scheduled bank cannot become the member of clearing house. Reserve requirement. These are banking institutions that have no less than 5 lakhs in their reserve. Okay, so ये scheduled banks जो है उनका reserve more than 5 lakhs. Okay, and here this non-scheduled banks their उनका जो reserve है it is less than 5 lakhs. Okay, less than the mandatory, that is rupees 5 lakh. Safety and security. ओके, विच इज़ द सेफेस्ट बैंक टू डिपॉजिट आर मनी. अगर हमको पैसे डालने हैं तो हम लोग किसी भी बैंक में नहीं डालेंगे. वी विल पुट इन अ शेड्यूल बैंक. इट कैन बी SBI, इट कैन बी HDFC, इट कैन बी मतलब जो अच्छे बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा, वैसे अच्छे बैंक में जाके हम लोग क्या करेंगे, हमारे पैसे रखेंगे. बिकॉज वी नो इट इज़ मतलब हम लोगों को शायद पता भी नहीं होगा कि दे आर शेड्यूल्ड और नॉट शेड्यूल्ड, बट when we see SBI, immediately a thought comes in our mind कि this is the safest bank. Okay, why? Because it is scheduled with the Reserve Bank of India, तो वो security है. Okay, now when we are learning we come to know that that bank is a scheduled bank, but others don't know, so still they have that security कि ये बैंक में अगर हम लोग पैसे रखेंगे तो हमारे पैसे safe है. So these scheduled banks, these are generally more financially sound and unlikely to harm the interest and welfare of the depositor. Non-scheduled bank, these banks are riskier to do business with. Okay, ये जो बैंक है they are very risky to do the business. Next, अभी हो गया शेड्यूल्ड बैंक्स एंड नॉन शेड्यूल्ड बैंक. सो इट इज़ वेरी इजी. ओके, शेड्यूल्ड बैंक मतलब क्या है, इट इज़ अंडर द कंट्रोल ऑफ RBI. ओके, सो मीनिंग में क्या दिया है उन्होंने कि दिस बैंक्स आर दोज बैंक्स हुज पेड अप कैपिटल शुड बी 5 lakh, एंड वो बैंक देयर इज़ नो मैंडेटरी रूल दैट दे इट शुड कीप द 5 lakh. तो here this completes, we complete with the scheduled bank and non-scheduled bank. Now next topic is challenges before banking in India since 1991. Okay, now as you all know banking has changed tremendously. Okay, so it was like barter system, merchants were trading. Okay, slowly it started, but there was a great reform in the banking sector. Okay, so here banking sector reform were an important part of broader agenda of structure economic reform which was introduced in 1991. Okay, आप लोगों को पता होगा it was according to the Nasima committee. So, the first stage of reform was shaped by and recommended by the Committee of Financial System, that was Narasimha Committee. When Narasimha was this one the person who was looking after the finance, okay, he has brought a tremendous reform in the banking sector, which submitted a report in December 1991 suggesting reform in banking aimed at producing efficient financial structure sector. Okay, subsequently द ईस्ट एशियन क्राइसिस, ओके, ईस्ट एशिया में जब क्राइसिस आए थे इन 1997 लेड टू हाइटनिंग अप्रिसिएशन ऑफ इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ स्ट्रॉन्ग बैंकिंग सिस्टम. एज यू ऑल नो, बैंकिंग सिस्टम अगर हमारा नहीं है देन देयर विल बी अ फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस इन इंडिया. So he suggested that there should be a strong and sound banking system so that we can avoid financial crisis. Okay, so here these things finally which led to heightening the appreciation of importance of strong banking system, not just efficient financial intermediary but also essential conditions for macroeconomic stability. So recognizing this, the government appointed a committee on banking sector reform to review the progress of the reforms in banking and to consider further steps to strengthen the banking system in light of changes taking place in the international financial market and to experience the developing countries. Okay, हमारा जो फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम है उसको स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाने के लिए कंट्री ने क्या किया, इट अपॉइंटेड अ कमिटी, ओके, अ फाइनेंशियल कमिटी. गवर्नमेंट हैज अपॉइंटेड अ कमिटी फॉर द बैंकिंग सेक्टर रिफॉर्म, ओके, टू चेंज द बैंकिंग सेक्टर रिफॉर्म. व्हाट वाज द दिस थिंग, द मेन इंटेंशन क्या था, स्ट्रेंथनिंग द बैंकिंग सिस्टम, ओके, जो स्ट्रेंथ करना मतलब स्ट्रॉन्ग करना हमारे बैंकिंग सिस्टम को with the viewpoint of changes that are taking place in the international financial market. जो इंटरनेशनल फाइनेंशियल मार्केट है उसमें जो चेंजेस है उसको उस व्यू पॉइंट से. एंड द सेकेंड वन वाज व्हाट, इट इज टू एक्सपीरियंस द अदर डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज, मतलब अदर डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज में कैसे कैसे वो लोग स्ट्रॉन्ग बन रहे हैं उसको एक्सपीरियंस करने के लिए दे हैव सेट अप वन कमिटी. ओके, गवर्नमेंट हैज सेट अप ऑफ कमिटी to bring us banking sector reform. Okay, so existing situation has created various challenges and opportunities in banking, Indian banking. In order to encounter the general scenario of banking industry, we need to understand the challenges. Okay, जब ये जो banking system है उसमें change लाने से पहले there were many challenges which was there. Okay, so they needed to overcome those challenges so that they bring a good banking सिस्टम इन इंडिया. हमारे में इंडिया कंट्री में बैंकिंग सिस्टम लाने के लिए हमारे कंट्री के जो कमिटीज़ थे उनको बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस थे. सो दे हैज़ टू कंप्लीट दैट चैलेंज, दे हैव टू टेक दैट चैलेंज as a good purpose so that they bring a sound financial banking system in India. So let's see what are the challenges before banking in India. Okay, after 1991 there was a tremendous change in the banking system in India. Okay, बहुत अच्छा change हो गया banking system में. So let's see what are the banking changes that took place before 1991. First one was low productivity. Okay, so here the low productivity has been due to huge surplus manpower बहुत था, poor work culture and absence of employees commitment to the organization. Okay, so this was the first challenge क्या था, there was low productivity नहीं थी कंट्री में. why, because there was huge manpower huge था but there was a poor working conditions. Okay, working culture जो था वो बहुत poor था. एंड जो एम्प्लॉय का कमिटमेंट था कि आई हैव टू डू सो मच फॉर माई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, दैट वाज नॉट देयर. ओके, So, in order to better understand productivity trends in the banking system, post reform timeline in India may be divided into distinct phases based on various internal and external development which impacted the banking sector. ओके तो यहाँ पे प्रोडक्टिविटी इंक्रीज करने के लिए क्या चाहिए रहता है इवन व्हेन देयर इज ह्यूज मैन पावर even the work conditions is very poor the only thing is required is the finance. Okay, when you have finance, what happens, you can expand your business, you can allot this manpower which is there, the working condition will slowly improve, and employee will start putting more effort so that they can achieve the organizational goal. ये कब होगा, when there is money or surplus money, when the banking system is very sound. Okay, तो इसके लिए that was the first thing कि उनको productivity increase करने के लिए strong financial system या banking system की ज़रूरत है. Second is competition from new market. The present era, okay, of competition has witnessed various large multinational banks like American Bank, Hong Kong Bank, Swiss Bank, Citibank, etc. Other multinational banks coming very aggressively. Okay, जब हमारा इंडियन सिस्टम इतना स्लो मतलब वीक हो था बिफोर 1991, other that is outside bank or multinational banks slowly started coming in India and started capturing the markets of India. So the new market bank has been set up to tone to the extent also to the standards for technological improvement with the product innovations which denominated the traditional public sector banks. Okay, जो हमारे कंट्री में पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक्स थे उनको ओवरकम करने के लिए विद द न्यू टेक्नोलॉजीज, न्यू इम्प्रूवमेंट्स, प्रोडक्ट इनोवेशन, देयर वर सम बैंक्स विच वाज सेट अप. These have to run in the market which has no geographical barriers. Okay, before there was no geographical barriers and they can operate in any parts of the country. We'll have to develop abilities of product innovations as well as deliver comparable to the best in the world. Okay, और उनको जब कॉम्पिटिटर्स ने अच्छे अच्छे बैंकिंग के प्रोडक्ट्स लाए जैसे कि इंश्योरेंस, म्यूचुअल फंड्स एंड ऑल, that was a big challenge for India also to develop such abilities of the product innovations as well as they can be a best as compared to the other products of the world. So that was the second challenge. Third one was cross industry competitions. Okay, the internet provided people from other country segment opportunities to succeed business where they had a very little or no resources before. Okay, तो इंटरनेट के वजह से अदर फ्रॉम द अदर पार्ट्स ऑफ द कंट्री दे स्टार्टेड रनिंग द बिजनेस इन इंडिया. So for to run the business in India there was a requirement of good financial system. So the new non-financial entrants such as Microsoft, AOL, Time Warner and Amazon.com are more threatening to the traditional financial service companies and bank than the new virtual entrants because non-financial companies have established credibility, loyal consumer and deep pockets. In fact, public sector banks lacks the greatest threat to the banking system. ओके ये जो बैंक्स थे ये जो कंपनीज थे जैसे कि टाइम वार्नर, अमेजॉन, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट, एऑल, तो देज वर नॉन फाइनेंशियल मतलब ये जो आए थे दे वर नॉन फाइनेंशियल कंपनीज एंड दे वर ऑपरेटिंग ऑन क्रेडिट्स. ओके, सो दैट वाज द थर्ड चैलेंज. नेक्स्ट वन वॉज लैक ऑफ IT इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. ओके, अच्छा बैंकिंग के लिए इट इज़ वेरी नेसेसरी दैट यू हैव अ गुड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, IT इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी. ओके, सो इन द एज ऑफ कंप्यूटराइजेशन ऑल्दो बैंक्स हैव स्टार्टेड यूजिंग computers, दिस हैज़ प्रोवाइडेड लिटिल कंफर्ट टू द कस्टमर्स. ओके, कस्टमर्स थोड़े डरने लगे कि हमारे पैसे तो कहाँ तो नहीं जाएंगे, बिकॉज देर इज़ नो यूज़ ऑफ पेपर्स. ओके, यहाँ पे सारा what it was what computerized. So still the customers has to wait for some time for in long queues. Okay, further the operation by computers is delayed by the fact that some operating staff is not very skilled. Okay, जो काम कर रहे हैं बैंक में, they are not skilled to use the computers smoothly. So here thus their days to take more time. The problem of breakdown of electricity and even the computer is so usual that the whole work comes to a halt and no work is performed. It takes hours to get it rectified. That is even a small problem that takes time, as most of the branches do not have system specialists who can look after the system and other operational problems. Okay, in an inexperienced person means more time and more delays in providing service of the customers. Okay, so your lack of IT infrastructure से क्या होता था, even when there was a computer system, the staff which was there, okay, they were old and they were no computer illiterates. Okay, so here उनको इतना अच्छे से कंप्यूटर नहीं आता था. अभी जो है they are more skilled. Okay, तो इवन इफ देयर वाज अ स्मॉल प्रॉब्लम, उसको रेक्टिफाई करने के लिए बहुत टाइम लगता था, बिकॉज देयर वाज नो सिस्टम स्पेशलिस्ट फॉर ऑल द ब्रांचेस. तो इफ दैट कंप्यूटर और सिस्टम और व्हेन देयर इज नो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, ऑल द वर्क्स कम्स टू एन हॉल्ट. ओके, देयर इज अ स्टॉप फॉर द वर्क, बिकॉज इफ दे से इफ देयर इज नो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी हाउ दे विल. सो उसके लिए जनरेटर की ज़रूरत पड़ती है, सो दैट देयर इज अ बैकअप. So here there was a lack of IT infrastructure. That was the biggest challenge. Then next challenge was lack of knowledge. Okay, so here the Indian public sector banks, that are government banks, created a vast network of branches. Okay, it has vast network of branches having huge customer base. Okay, उनका customer base जो था वो बहुत बड़ा है, and they are not able to extract any knowledge from the vast amount of overloaded data. Okay, so that have come to the come on the customers. To build strategies to attract and retain customers, some knowledge is to be input from the employees about the customers, so which is because of the informal contact. But private sector banks are putting up aggressive and technology savvy competitions to the public sector bank. Now here पहले कैसा था, पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक जो थे उनके पास बहुत सारे ब्रांचेस थे, एंड दे वर हैविंग लॉट ऑफ कस्टमर्स भी बहुत थे. नाउ व्हेन देयर आर लॉट ऑफ कस्टमर्स, द डेटा इज ऑल्सो मोर. ओके, वो जो डेटा है ईच एंड एवरी कस्टमर का, दैट वाज वेरी हाई. ओके, सो हियर ये पूरा मतलब बिकॉज ऑफ लैक ऑफ नॉलेज, what happened, they slowly started losing their customers. Okay, so here कस्टमर्स उनके थोड़े थोड़े लूज होने. नाउ दिस प्राइवेट सेक्टर बैंक्स, उन्होंने क्या किया, दे स्टार्टेड ब्रिंगिंग न्यू टेक्नोलॉजीज सो दैट दे कैन अट्रैक्ट द customers. So here now, as you all know, this net banking facility, free home service of opening a account, withdrawal and deposit of money by check and draft, or home banking, free auto sweep facility in the saving account with the option of sweep access fund in saving account, of high rate of fixed deposit, ATMs, 365 days service, providing an automatic terminal in the corporate office for the company to access its accounts from its office, offering attractive customer durable loans, educational loans, credit cards, etc. So these were some of the technologies which were brought by private sector banks. Okay, so next was rural market. Okay, so rural market में क्या हो गया, here banking in India is generally fairly mature in terms of supply, products, range and reach Okay, so here even though reach in rural areas still remains a challenge for a private sector and foreign banks. Okay, ये जो private banks and foreign banks are there, you will not find these banks in rural areas. You will find only SBI and some public sector banks, but private sector banks, for them it is a big challenge. So in terms of quality of assets and capital adequacy, Indian banks are considered to have clean, strong and transparent balance sheet relative to the other banks in comparable economies in its region. So here, consequently, we have seen some examples of inorganic growth strategies adopted by some nationalized and private banks to face upcoming challenge in banking industry in India. For example, ICICI Bank has merged with Bank of Rajasthan Limited in order to reach its increase in the rural markets and market share significantly. ओके, ये जो बैंक ऑफ राजस्थान है उसके साथ ICICI ने मर्ज किया, सो दैट दे कैन रीच टू रूरल सेक्टर्स ऑफ द इकोनॉमी. So State Bank of India has the largest public sector banks in India and also adopted the same strategy to retain its position. It is a process of acquiring its association. Recently, RBI has merged in all their associate banks in 2018. Next, global banking. Global in meaning all over the world. It is practically and fundamentally impossible for any nation to exclude itself from world economy. Okay, ये जो हमारा मतलब वर्ल्ड की इकोनॉमी है उससे हम लोग सेपरेट नहीं हो सकते. इट इज़ अ पार्ट ऑफ अ कंट्री, सो इट इज़ इम्पॉसिबल टू गेट सेपरेटेड फ्रॉम द वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमी. So therefore, for sustainable development, one has to adopt integration process in the form of liberalization and globalization, so that they can have a business with the foreign people also. So here the impact of globalization becomes a challenge for a domestic enterprise as they are bound to compete with the global players. Okay, ये जो global player है उनके साथ मतलब they have to face a competition with the global people also, the मतलब foreigners. So if we look at the Indian banking system, we will find 36 foreign banks which are operating in India, which becomes a major challenge for nationalized and private sector banks. These banks are large in size, technically advanced, and having presence in the global market, which gives more better options and services for the Indian traders. Okay. अभी देखो, हमारे जो पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक्स है या प्राइवेट सेक्टर बैंक्स हैं उससे ये फॉरेन सेक्टर बैंक्स बहुत अच्छे थे, बिकॉज दे वर टेक्निकली साउंड. ओके, टेक्निकली एडवांस थे, दे वर लार्ज इन साइज एंड हैविंग एडवांस, मतलब उनका जो प्रेजेंस है वो ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड था, मतलब हर एक कंट्री में उनके ब्रांचेस थे. तो इट वाज बिकमिंग वेरी गुड ऑप्शन फॉर द ट्रेडर्स हु टू ट्रेड इंटरनेशनली. तो जो जो इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड में पार्टिसिपेट्स करते थे उनके लिए ये एक बहुत बड़ा ऑप्शन था. सो देश टू गो मतलब वो लोग बहुत कॉन्सेंट्रेट कहाँ करते थे, देश टू कॉन्सेंट्रेट ऑन द फॉरेन सेक्टर बैंक्स. Then non-performing assets, that are NPA. So non-performing assets have become a grave concern for the banking sector in couples of India and impacted credit delivery of banks to a great extent. Okay, Indian largest lender State Bank of India reportedly a massive 67% fall in the consolidated net profit at 1259.49 crore rupees in the third quarter of 2018-19 as per the financial year. So as per the estimated cumulative gross NPA, that is non-performing assets, of 24 listed public sector banks including market leader SBI in its associated, stood at 3,93,035 crore rupees as on 31st December 2018. Okay, next, crisis in management. So here there was some crisis in the management also. Public sector banks are seeing more employees retire these days, so younger employees are replacing the elder ones. So more experienced employees, these however happens at a junior level. As a result, there would be a virtual vacuum in the middle and the senior level. तो यहाँ पे क्या होने लगा, and when those employees started getting retired, the young employees overtook. They were highly experienced, but this young employees, they were not so highly मतलब इतना experienced नहीं थे. So there was creating a problem in the middle and the senior level. The absence of middle management could lead to adverse impact on the bank's decision making process. So even there is a one level, जो 3 levels है, small मतलब जो हमारा बेस लेवल, मिडल लेवल एंड द सीनियर लेवल, अगर उनका मिडल लेवल ही नहीं है, देन इट बिकम्स अ वेरी बैड एक्सपीरियंस फॉर द बैंक्स टू टेक सम डिसीजंस. Then reduced profit. The banking sector recorded slowdown of in banking sheet growth, balance sheet growth for the fourth year in the row of 2018-19. The economic survey in 2018-19 also alarmed the policy makers about growing bad debts and with the banks, and also potential to disrupt the growth prospects of in the फ्यूचर. तो यहाँ पे क्या हो गया, इनका जो ग्रोथ प्रोस्पेक्ट्स था वो स्लोली डाउन होने लगा, बिकॉज देयर वाज मोर डेब्ट्स. ओके, डेब्ट्स बहुत होने लगे इन द ईयर 2018-19, विच स्लोली reduce the profits of the banks. Okay, so with this we complete the challenges before banking in India since 1991.